Hi friends, Evolving Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for following along with our collection journey. So today we are in fact opening another booster box of Destined Rivals. I'm very excited to be able to open a full booster box. You can see it is in fact sealed, so we are going to break that seal. I got my trusty scissors here, and yeah, so I want to talk for a few minutes as I get started here about this booster box. I mentioned that I was not able to do any pre-orders of Destined Rivals this time as opposed to previous sets because GameStop stopped doing pre-orders, and my local game store did a small run of pre-orders, but I missed those when they were posted, and so I was really not sure what I was going to end up with. But I did call ahead to a couple local game stores that I have in my area that I have good relationships with, and I kind of pitched the idea of if they would be willing to set aside some stuff for me because I have the channel and I'm not just, they know I'm not going to be hoarding it for sealed or scalping it, that I am going to be opening it for the channel. And even though this channel is not, big time or anything, they were two of the card shops I talked to actually were kind of amenable to do that. So I'm going to open two booster boxes, not today, one another time, and I'm going to give a shout out to that particular store and talk a little bit about, just securing products. So anyway, today I want to thank Uncle's Puzzles and Games in Spokane, Washington. Spokane is the city where I'm located, and Uncle's, I have a good relationship with them. They didn't get a big allocation, and so that means even more that they were willing to set aside an entire booster box for me. I know they are not necessarily doing that for other folks, and so I really appreciate that. And I'm thinking of some other ways that I can pay forward this thing that they're doing for me. So I want to thank them. I'm going to put a link to their store in the notes for today's video. So they do have, if you are local to Spokane or passing through, please check them out. And also they do have an online store, especially they have online singles. So take a look at the singles. So I'm going to start opening these packs because we do have a lot to get through. And there's something peeking out. Regirock EX, we actually need that. Yeah, we do need that. So as far as, I'll circle back to Uncle's in 1 second, but as we start opening packs, we are still working on our master set. This is our Master Set Monday video, and so for these videos, we are working on master sets of modern Pokemon cards, and Destined Rivals, the newest set to release on May 30th, 2025. So we still need about 10 commons and uncommons. Oh, nice. Actually, Yanma, we have this one already. So that's an illustration rare, which we're happy to pull, but we actually have that one, so not necessarily helping with the master set. But anything we pull that is a double that has any resale value, we can do that, claw back a little bit of that value. So yeah, we're still working on that. And then when it comes to the illustration rares, we just have a few of those. We just have a few of the ultra rares. If you watched our first video, we did actually pull a special illustration rare in our first booster box, and so we are lucky in that way to be able to have that card. So check out that video if you want to see which one we pulled. And yeah, of course, fingers crossed. This is not, this booster box is not from a booster box case, for example. I think in a case, I would expect that, we'd probably get SIRs in 3 of the 6 booster boxes if we were opening a sealed booster box case. But these are random booster boxes from different stores. And so I'm kind of hoping that, I sort of think of it like we've had a 50-50 chance of getting, I forget which side I'm on already. I think we basically have a 50-50 chance of getting an SIR in this booster box because roughly, you get an SIR about 1 every 2 booster boxes. So yeah, I would kind of think that we've got that coin flip chance to get an SIR in this. And then I would expect 3 ultra rares, 3 illustration rares, 5 to 6, around 3 ultra rares, around 3 illustration rares, around 5 to 6 double rares. And then again, if we pulled an SIR or if we pulled a hyper rare, those would be kind of bonus or not expected. Chances probably 1 in 2 of pulling an SIR, probably 1 in 3 of pulling a hyper rare. So we're going to see what we get. Obviously, we want to pull stuff we haven't pulled already so that we can add it to the master set. We'd love to pull some higher value cards in this set. Prices are starting to come down a little bit, but there still are definitely some chase cards. There's 4 cards right now that are worth over $100 in this set. We have pulled one of those, which is exciting. Stevens Metagross EX. What number is that? 145. I have my list off to the side here. We have pulled this one, so that's not necessarily a new card. It is a double rare. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank Uncle's for setting this booster box aside. again, I have a good relationship with them. I've known them for a long time, and they're one of these stores that I think they're really respected local game store. They do a lot of kinds of things. They don't run tournaments, and so they're not like super Pokemon centric per se, but I feel like they really have, like a lot of local game stores, they have not gotten big allocations in recent sets, and so that's tough. It's tough for these local game stores. I really don't know what they ask for. I don't know what Pokemon or how distributors decide. But it would be nice for stores like that to get more than they do get. I'm sure they could sell more if they got it. And they're one of the stores, I would say, of the 3 booster boxes. Well, so yeah, I paid 4 different places for a booster box, and they had the 3rd highest price. They had the highest price of any local LGS. And it's tough because, of course, on one hand, like, I don't blame them to charge more closer to market price. Right now, market price for a booster box of Destined Rivals is about $250, which, again, MSRP, what you would get it for on the Pokemon Center if you could actually buy one on the Pokemon Center would be $161. Yeah, market price is about $100 more than that, a little less now, about $90 more than that. And so in this case, I guess I don't mind saying, they sold this to me for a little less than $220. So, I don't know. It's kind of a glass half full or half empty. It's well above MSRP, but it's also below market price. And so, I don't know. Like I said, there's one local store that I have that on release day, they will, if you let them, oh, something's coming up. Oh, Team Rocket's Nido King EX, we do need this. It's just a double rare. So it's not so exciting for that reason, but it is something that we need, so we will take that. So we've gotten 3 double rares so far. I would expect 5 to 6, so we're already sort of maybe above the pace of those. It'd be nice to pull a few other like higher rarity cards. We do have the 1 illustration rare right now, but we do have that already, so it's a little less exciting. It'd be nice to pull, even if it's a low value card, it'd be nice to pull illustration rares or ultra rares that we don't already have. So we'll see. Any trainers and, Team Rocket Spide Ops 187. This is also one that we have. So what are the chances that we've pulled 2 illustration rares so far? Ethan's Typhlosion, and they are both ones that we have. So 2 illustration rares. I would expect around 3 illustration rares in this booster box. Like I said, I mean, I think pulling the SIR is really going to like make or break whether it feels like it was a good move to open this. I mean, I was going to open it either way because that was part of the deal with like with getting access to the box. Now, this is an ultra rare 228. I think I'm sorry. This is a SIR. Yeah, this has got the 2. So yeah, this is an SIR. We did pull an SIR. I don't think it's one of the more valuable ones. It's not one of the top 4 that's over $100, but hey, an SIR is an SIR. So we did get an SIR. I wouldn't expect it to pull another one in this box, but we'll see. I mean, I don't think I've ever in my opening ever pulled 2 SIRs in one booster box. So that might be our SIR for the day. That's a cool card though. I mean, the SIRs they're cool for a reason. And they're coveted for a reason besides just being rare. There's something's peeking out. That's a Team Rocket's Crobat. I think we do have that one. This is number 122. I can look off to the side here. Yeah, we do have that one already. But anyway, I was saying, as far as getting access to product, yeah, for these stores, especially they don't get too many items, I think I can understand they want to charge closer to market. But there is this local game store. On release day, they'll if they rip the plastic in front of you and sell it to you, they'll sell it to you for basically MSRP, which is really nice. So I did get 1 booster box at MSRP, but then that store after release day, they'll just sell them for near market price. They do have them in stock, but again, it's just kind of that tricky thing. Like, is it worth? I mean, they're actually selling it under market. I think they're selling booster boxes of Destined for maybe 200 or a little over, but I don't know. It is just, we're in the after times, if you're used to this hobby, it used to just be like, it would be pretty easy, especially after release, to find booster boxes of new sets for $100. You would not expect to pay. I mean, if it got to 105, 110, you kind of felt like, oh, that's a little much, 120. It's like, no, I'm going to hold off. And now we're in a world where, this is 2 weeks after release and booster boxes are $250 market price, and if you can find it at all, to pay 200 for this. I don't know. It just seems like, now if it comes to building a master set, you know, you're obviously going to be better off buying singles. It's tough for me, like when there are singles in this set that are worth $200 or $300. Then that becomes, I mean, it still makes more sense if you're going to spend that money. You know, instead of buying a booster box and hoping to pull a card, just spend that $200 or $250 on, you know, a chase card in this set. But that said, I don't know, part of me just like, especially when a set is so new, I like to still open stuff. So we're going to open some, kind of like we have with other packs. But again, just, you know, with prices being what they are, if booster boxes were $100, I'd open like, you know, many more than I'm going to open of this set. But it just makes sense, right? Or it doesn't make sense to open stuff. So let's see, this is number 69. I feel like, I guess we do already have this card. Electivire EX. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8-ish over here. So yeah, we've done okay. We're pulling, again, I'd like to see a few more ultra rares, a few more illustration rares. We should get a few more ultra rares. We haven't pulled one of those yet. I don't, oh, there's, speaking of. All right, Ethan Toho EX, that's very cool. That's an ultra rare. So again, ultra rares of all the categories, besides, I guess, double rares, you know, they don't, occasionally there's a double rare that has some playability and it will hold its value, but generally, you know, double rares become bulk pricing, meaning $1 or $2. The illustration rares are probably next on the list as far as just not holding their value. Many ultra rares, excuse me, they end up being basically bulk pricing pretty quickly after release. Hey, Blaziken, that's a cool one, and that's an illustration rare. There are some cool cards in this set, and not just the SARs, like the Rapidash illustration rare I think is very cool. This one is very cool too. So there's Blaziken. So we have pulled now, is that our, well, that's our third illustration rare. So we've pulled 3 illustration rares. We've pulled just the one ultra rare, and then we have pulled the one special illustration rare. So I think, I don't know, we're doing well on, for illustration rares, I would expect an average of around 3 booster box. So we've already pulled 3, so that's hopefully a good sign. We still have quite a few packs left, so hopefully a sign that maybe we'll pull, you know, one more. That would be nice. Or maybe we go into a period where we're really striking out. Let me see what we have left on each side. I think I got off track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 on this side. So I did get a little off kilter. So let's open 2 on this side, and then we'll have 5 left on each side, and we'll have 10 left altogether. So I'm going kind of quickly through these. There are, like I said, there are some commons and uncommons, and some, I don't know if there's any regular rares actually that we need. But I like to, you know, I love opening packs. It's really fun. But then, of course, almost just as fun for me is processing the cards. You know, after this, I'll sort them out by type, and then we'll go through our master set and just see which ones we still need for the master set. We'll add those to the binder. We'll pull out the trainers. I keep those kind of collected separately so that we can resell those on our eBay store. So check out our eBay store if you're looking for trainers. I don't buy trainers just to resell, so it's really just a product of what we open. So it takes, you know, it takes a minute to like open enough packs to start getting play sets of cards to resell, but we do that, and then I like to resell those. So I have probably talked about it for years. There's something peeking out. Ethan's Ho-Oh, we don't need that, so all right. My phone is not happy with me. It says low storage. I get this a lot just because I have pictures and videos on my phone. I try to keep it clean, but there's just not a ton of space. So hopefully this will make it to the end. I do see an Arboliva EX. So yeah, we definitely pulled some double rares. There's 2 more double rares. Before we open our last pack, we'll do a quick assessment of where we're at. But we've already pulled an SAR, which again, we wouldn't expect 2, but I mean, I would be happy to be surprised. Ultra rare, again, I think we just have the one ultra rare. Is that correct? I'm kind of looking. Yeah, I think just the one ultra rare. So I would expect maybe another ultra rare or 2 before we're done here. That would be helpful. But it's nice we got an SIR. It's not one of the heavy hitters, so of course that would be best, as if, you know, get one of those chase cards. But we have pulled one of those already. And again, oh, there, yep, there's an ultra rare. Kind of expected that. Arven's Mabostiff EX, so we'll add that. Not going to linger too long because I want to make sure we have enough space to get all these packs open. Oh, nice. Electric. Yeah, so we did get one extra. That's cool. We did get one extra illustration rare than I might expect. So this has been a really good booster box. We got an SAR. We've gotten more than expected illustration rares. If we could pull one more ultra rare, then we're really just kind of on track here. We got 2 more packs. We'll open this pack, and then we'll do a quick assessment of where we ended up with this booster box before we open that last pack. Something, nope, just another. And the reverses we need 2. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 double rares, which is again a little more than I would expect. We have the 4 ultra rares. Yeah, we have 2 ultra rares, the Mabostiff and the Ethan's Ho-Oh. So 2 of those I would have expected, maybe 1 more, and then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 illustration rares, which again is a little bit more than I would have expected. So yeah, so pretty happy with this box. Again, of course, you can't expect the heavy hitters. You know, one of the chase cards, you're not going to pull those very often. But we got an SIR. We got, you know, yeah, we got 1 extra illustration rare. Maybe we might end up, depending on what's in this pack, we might end up 1 short of, okay, ready? 1 short on ultra rares. Okay, that's good though. Reverse Trainer, Cynthia's Roserade, and there you have it. So there's our haul. I'll dig into the Yanmega EX. This is our SIR for the day, so very cool. We pulled that. All right, well, we're going to keep after our ultra set, our master set for Destined Rivals. I think it's a really great set. It's a solid set. I told the story about how I got this booster box, thanks to Uncles for letting me have access to it, and I'll put a link to their store in today's notes for today's video. And thank you guys for watching. We'll have more videos coming at you really, really soon. Take care.